Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I'm Anuja Kumar and with me is Anita Anand with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi constitutes a high-level group comprising External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar, National Security Advisor Ajit Doval and senior officials in view of the evolving situation in Afghanistan. U.S. ends 20-year war in Afghanistan as final evacuation flight leaves Kabul. India says Afghanistan territory should not be used to attack any country or shelter terrorists. 9 new judges, including 3 women, take oaths as justices in Supreme Court of India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi takes stock of the flood situation in Assam. Over 64 crore 5 lakh doses of COVID vaccine administered across the country. National recovery rate reaches 97.53%. Delhi, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu and Meghalaya to reopen schools from tomorrow. Moderate to heavy rain lashes many parts of the national capital, Delhi. And in Tokyo Paralympics, Singaraj Adhana wins bronze medal in the 10-meter air pistol shooting. As the nationwide free COVID-19 vaccination campaign at government facilities for those above 18 years is underway, we advise our young listeners to get vaccinated and also help others get vaccinated. We also advise our listeners not to lower their guard as COVID-19 remains a threat to our health. Please stay at home unless it is essential to go out and continue to follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has constituted a high-level group comprising of External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar, National Security Advisor Ajit Doval and senior officials in view of the evolving situation in Afghanistan. Sources say this group has been meeting regularly over last few days. The group is seized of issues pertaining to safe return of stranded Indians, travel of Afghans, especially minorities, to India. The group also has to focus that Afghan territory is not used in any manner for terrorism directed against India. Our correspondent reports the group has also been monitoring the ground situation in Afghanistan and international reactions, including the resolution passed this morning by the UN Security Council. New Delhi today said the United Nations Security Council's resolution on Afghanistan addresses India's immediate concerns about facilitating travel from Afghanistan, including Kabul airport. Official sources in New Delhi said this will cover Indian nationals stranded in the country as well as Afghan nationals, including minorities who wish to travel to India. The UN Security Council passed Resolution 2593 on the situation in Afghanistan early this morning under India's presidency. Sources also said the UNSC resolution addresses India's key concerns pertaining to Afghanistan at this time, and New Delhi played an active role in ensuring its passage. The resolution demands that Afghan territory not be used to threaten or attack any country or to shelter or train terrorists or plan and finance terrorist activities. It specifically mentions individuals and entities designated pursuant to UNSC Resolution 1267 like Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed. This decision by the UN Security Council has an important bearing on the course of developments in Afghanistan. Sources said it is a matter of satisfaction that India's presidency could contribute to serious international consideration of this key issue. India has been in continuous touch over the last few days with key members of the UNSC on this matter. This issue was the subject of External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar's telephonic conversation with Secretary Blinken and high-level official contacts with other members. There have been 3 earlier statements by the UNSC on Afghanistan this month on the 6th, 16th and 27th of August, As the President of the UNSC, India felt it important that given the seriousness of the situation, there should be a Security Council resolution. The resolution also addresses issues of humanitarian assistance, human rights, inclusive and negotiated settlement. Sources also described as significant the fact that the resolution has declared that the Security Council has decided to remain seized of the matter.
The United States has announced to end its 20-year military mission in Afghanistan after its final military fight left the Afghan capital yesterday. Commander of U.S. Central Command General Kenneth McKenzie informed that U.S. evacuated 79,000 people from Kabul, including 6,000 American citizens since August 14.
I'm here to announce the completion of our withdrawal from Afghanistan and the end of the military mission to evacuate American citizens, third country nationals, and vulnerable Afghans. The last C-17 lifted off from Hamid Karzai International Airport on August 30th, and the last manned aircraft is now clearing the airspace above Afghanistan. While the military evacuation is complete, the diplomatic mission to ensure additional U.S. citizens and eligible Afghans who want to leave continues. Tonight's withdrawal signifies both the end of the military component of the evacuation, but also the end of the nearly 20-year mission that began in Afghanistan shortly after September 11, 2001.
President Joe Biden announced he will address the people of the United States today on the issue. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said that America's work in Afghanistan will continue.
A new chapter of America's engagement with Afghanistan has begun. It's one in which we will lead with our diplomacy. The military mission is over. A new diplomatic mission has begun. So here's our plan for the days and weeks ahead. First, we built a new team to help lead this new mission. As of today, we've suspended our diplomatic presence in Kabul and transferred our operations to Doha, Qatar, which will soon be formally notified to Congress.
America's top diplomat, speaking just hours after the final evacuation flights left Kabul, said a small number of U.S. citizens remained in the country. U.S. President Joe Biden had earlier set August 31st as the first final deadline for the America's complete withdrawal from Kabul. In Assam, flood situation continues to be grim, with 21 districts of the state being affected due to incessant rain in Arunachal Pradesh and neighboring country Bhutan. The Central Water Commission reported that water level has crossed the danger mark in several districts and is rising in Barpeta, Dhubri and Kamrup districts. More from our correspondent.
So far, 950 villages of Assam have been affected and above 30,000 hectares of cropland have been submerged under flood water. 2 children died during the last 24 hours due to flood. Meanwhile, Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma has directed that till significant improvement in the flood situation, heavy vehicles would not be allowed to fly through Kaziranga National Park, as 70% of the park have submerged and animals are taking shelter on the National Highway 715 that runs through the national park, or are crossing it in search of dry land. Accordingly, the district administration has restricted the movement of vehicles through the park and diverted them to alternative routes. Aminul Haq, correspondent, Air News, Guwahati.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi today spoke to Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma and took stock of the flood situation in parts of the state. Mr. Modi assured him all possible support from the centre to help mitigate the situation. He also prayed for the safety and well-being of those living in the affected areas.
9 new judges, including 3 women, today took oath as justices in the Supreme Court of India. They are Justice Abhay Srinivas Oka, former Chief Justice of the Karnataka High Court, Justice Vikram Nath, former Chief Justice of the Gujarat High Court, Justice Jitendra Kumar Maheshwari, former Chief Justice of the Sikkim High Court, Justice Hema Kohli, former Chief Justice of the Telangana High Court, and Justice B.V. Nagaratna, former Judge of the Karnataka High Court.
I, Abhay Srinivas Oka, having been appointed a Judge of the Supreme Court of India, do solemnly affirm that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India as by law established, that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India, that I will duly and faithfully and to the best of my ability, knowledge and judgment perform the duties of my office without fear or favour, affection or ill will, and that I will uphold the Constitution and the laws.
I, Bangalore Venkatramaya Nagaratna, having been appointed a Judge of the Supreme Court of India, do swear in the name of God that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India as by law established, that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India, that I will duly and faithfully and to the best of my ability, knowledge and judgment perform the duties of my office without fear or favor, affection or ill will, and that I will uphold the Constitution and the laws.
Besides, Justice C.T. Ravikumar, former judge of the Kerala High Court, Justice M.M. Sundaresh, former judge of the Madras High Court, Justice Bela M. Trivedi, former judge of the Gujarat High Court, and P.S. Narasimha, former Additional Solicitor General, were also administered the oath of office by the Chief Justice of India, N.V. Ramana, at a special function held in New Delhi this morning. The Finance Ministry has released over 13,385 crore rupees to 25 states for providing grants to the rural local bodies. The grants have been released as per the recommendations of the 15th Finance Commission. Over 25,129 crore rupees have been released to rural local bodies in this financial year so far. This grant in aid is the first installment of TIDE grants of the year 2021-22. TIDE grants are released to the rural local bodies for improving two critical components. These components are related to sanitation, maintenance of open defecation-free status, supply of drinking water, rainwater harvesting and water recycling.
India has administered over 64 crore 5 lakh doses of COVID vaccine so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. Union Health Ministry said more than 59,62,000 vaccine doses were administered in the last 24 hours. The ministry said 36,275 COVID patients recovered during the last 24 hours and the national recovery rate has reached 97.53%. The country reported 30,941 new cases in the last 24 hours and the daily positivity rate stands at 2.22%. Many state governments are planning to reopen schools and educational institutions from tomorrow as COVID-19 cases are declining. The institutions in the national capital will reopen in two phases as announced by the Delhi government. From tomorrow, schools will reopen for classes 9 to 12, while those for standards 6 to 8 are expected to restart from September 8. As per the guidelines issued by the Delhi Disaster Management Authority, maximum 50% attendance will be allowed. Briefing reporters in New Delhi, Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia said no student will be forced to attend the school and consent of parents is mandatory. The Tamil Nadu government has also announced that physical classes will resume from September 1 for students in standards 9 to 12. Initially, the classes will be held with 50% capacity. In Rajasthan also, schools will reopen for the first time since April 2020. All colleges will restart in Meghalaya along with schools for classes 9 to 12 in urban areas. In rural areas, on-campus lectures will recommence for standards 6 to 12. Offline classes will begin for standards 6 to 8 from September 2 as announced by the state government on August 25.
Karnataka Health Minister Dr. K. Sudhakar has said that a heightened vigilance is in place in Karnataka districts bordering Kerala. Speaking to media persons in Bengaluru today, he said those coming from Kerala will have to compulsorily undergo a week-long institutional quarantine, irrespective of them having negative RT-PCR test report or have been vaccinated. More from our correspondent.
Karnataka state government is looking with concern the surge in COVID cases in Kerala. Dakshin Kannada, Udupi and Chamarajanagar districts in the state have borders with Kerala. Hence, the entry points in these districts are monitored closely. Those coming from Kerala to Karnataka will be kept under institutional quarantine and on the 7th day tested for COVID. Once the test report is negative, the quarantined persons can enter the city. On the other hand, every village within a 20-kilometer radius of Karnataka border with Kerala will be fully vaccinated. Sudhindra, AIR News, Bengaluru.
In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla today inaugurated the Parliamentary Outreach Programme at Sher-e-Kashmir International Convention Centre in Srinagar. Speaking on this occasion, Mr. Birla said that it was satisfactory to witness Jammu and Kashmir progressing on the developmental front. He expressed happiness over the steps taken by the administration in empowering the Panchayati Raj institutions in the UT. The Speaker further said that the agenda of the government is to bring peace, prosperity and development to the UT. He said Kashmir is known as heaven on earth, and it was the duty of every stakeholder to work together to make Kashmir a heaven on the developmental front as well.
You're listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi constitutes a high-level group comprising External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar, National Security Advisor Ajit Doval and senior officials in view of the evolving situation in Afghanistan. U.S. ends 20-year war in Afghanistan as final evacuation flight leaves Kabul. India says Afghanistan territory should not be used to attack any country or shelter terrorists. 9 new judges, including 3 women, take oath as justices in Supreme Court of India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi takes stock of the flood situation of Assam. Over 64 crore 5 lakh doses of COVID vaccine administered across the country. National recovery rate reaches 97.53%. Delhi, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu and Meghalaya to reopen schools from tomorrow. Moderate to heavy rain lashes many parts of the national capital, Delhi. And in Tokyo Paralympics, Singraj Adhana wins bronze medal in the 10-meter air pistol shooting. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे.
भारत के स्वतंत्रता संग्राम में अनगिनत स्वतंत्रता सेनानियों ने अपने प्राणों की आहुति दी. कुछ इतिहास में अमर हो गए और कई गुमनाम. आजादी के अमृत महोत्सव के अंतर्गत 75 कड़ियों की श्रृंखला में हम उन वीरांगनाओं की बात करेंगे जिनका योगदान कभी भुलाया नहीं जा सकता. प्रत्येक मंगलवार परिक्रमा में सुनिए अपराजिता, देश की वीरांगनाओं को आकाशवाणी का सादर नमन.
Welcome back to the Midday News on All India Radio. Mumbai and parts of Maharashtra have been experiencing heavy rainfall since today morning, leading to death of 2 persons in Nanded district. Besides, 2 persons were reported to have been injured in a wall collapse in Ghatkopar area of suburban Mumbai. There are also reports of waterlogging in some parts of the state. Meanwhile, IMD had issued orange alert for Thane, Raigad, Nashik and yellow for Palghar, Mumbai, Ratnagiri, Dhule, Nandurbar, Jalgaon and Pune for today. We have more from a correspondent.
The eastern and western suburbs of Mumbai have been receiving continuous rain since today morning. However, trains and vehicular traffic are running smoothly. 2 persons reported to have been injured in a wall collapse in suburban Ghatkopar area. Adjoining areas of Mumbai, including Palghar and Navi Mumbai, have also been experiencing heavy rains. Roads are flooded in many areas in Palghar. In Nanded district, 2 women drowned when the bullock cart in which they were sitting was washed away while crossing Hulaiwadi river. 3 other people on the same cart, however, survived. A landslide at Kannad Ghat of Aurangabad has affected the vehicular movement in the area. The district administration has appealed to people to temporarily postpone the journey. Buldana, Beed, Jalna, Jalgaon districts have also received good rainfall, due to which few dams and rivers are overflowing. Devopriya Bhattacharjee, AIR News, Mumbai.
Moderate to heavy rain today lashed many parts of the national capital Delhi, bringing some respite from the scorching heat. Met Department has predicted cloudy skies with light to moderate rains for the day. The maximum temperature is likely to hover around 33 degrees Celsius.
In Rajasthan, 12 people lost their lives and 6 injured in a road accident at Balaji Mode near Nokha in Nagaur district early morning. The accident took place when a trailer collided head-on with a cruiser vehicle. 8 people died on the spot and 4 injured succumbed to the injuries during treatment at the hospital in Nokha. 6 injured have been referred to the district hospital in Bikaner. The victims of the accident were residents of Sajan Khedar Daulatpur of Madhya Pradesh. Expressing grief over the accident, Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot has prayed for speedy recovery of the injured. President Ramnath Kovind has expressed grief over the loss of lives in a road accident at Nagaur, Rajasthan. In a tweet today, the President said he is deeply saddened to hear about the death of many devotees in a road accident. He extended his heartfelt condolences to the bereaved families and wished for the speedy recovery of the injured. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has expressed grief over the loss of lives in a road accident at Nagaur, Rajasthan. In a tweet, Mr. Modi wished for early recovery of the injured. The Prime Minister has approved an ex gratia of 2 lakh rupees each for Prime Minister National Relief Fund for the next of kin of those who lost their lives in the accident. The injured would be given 50,000 rupees.
As our nation celebrates the 75th year of independence, a series of events are being organized by the government as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. To commemorate the occasion as a Janotsav, All India Radio News brings its listeners a special quiz on all India's freedom movement and its glorious history. The quiz is being conducted every Monday and Tuesday in the morning news since 16th of August and will continue till 15th of August 2022. India Post has joined hands as the logistics partner with All India Radio News for the Amrit Mahotsav quiz. Recalling our yesterday's question, which freedom fighter was popularly known as Master Da? The correct answer is Surya Sen, a revolutionary from Bengal who was affectionately known as Master Da. AIR News got an overwhelming response from its listeners across the world, and the one lucky winner of the quiz is Sajit Kumar V from Kannadagar, Kerala. Listeners can send their responses to the question over WhatsApp on 882-654-6262. I repeat, 882-654-6262 or through email on amritmahotsavquiz@gmail.com. One lucky participant will be selected as the winner and will be announced in tomorrow's morning news. Winner will be awarded an e-certificate and a token prize. Let's listen now to our special program Azadi Ka Safar.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest movements the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
In today's episode, we will bring you the story of a great but unsung revolutionary freedom fighter, Kanhailal Tatta, who was born on this day in 1888 in Chandannagar of undivided Bengal. He was associated with nationalist Jugantar Group, which was one of the 2 main secret revolutionary organizations operating in Bengal for Indian independence at that time. Kanhailal made the ultimate sacrifice for the cause of his motherland at the youthful age of 20 years.
Arrested along with at least 40 other revolutionaries by the British in 1908 in connection with the Muzaffarpur bomb attack that aimed to kill the cruel British judge Douglas. He was convicted a few months later, along with his friend Satyendranath Bose, for the assassination of Narendranath Gosain, a revolutionary turned approver for the British colonial administration.
Gosain's revelations to the British police led to framing of charges against many freedom fighters. Thus, to avenge the revolutionaries, Satyendranath and Kanhailal shot Gosain from a revolver smuggled into the prison. Kanhailal's statement to the district magistrate about his motive for assassinating Narendranath was touchingly direct and simple. He stated that he indeed killed Narendranath because he was a traitor to the country.
A day before Kanhailal's hanging, the British jail warden found Kanhailal with a smiling face and retorted that all his smiles would disappear the next day when he would be taken to the gallows. Next morning on the gallows, Kanhailal smiled at the warden and asked him about the conversation of the day prior. His fearlessness left the warden speechless. On the morning of November 10, 1908, Kanhailal was executed at the Alipur jail in Kolkata.
Years after the death of Kanhailal, Motilal Roy published a memorial booklet on Kanhailal Tatta in Bengali from Chandannagar town, which was under French occupation that time and beyond British jurisdiction. It was immediately banned by the British under Sea Customs Act of 1878, which prohibited any objectionable materials from being transported into British territories. In that book, Motilal recalled the sight of Kanhailal's body on the funeral pyre. He said that Kanhai's face had an ascetic calm, and nowhere on his body were there any ugly wrinkle showing the pain of the death.
The execution of Kanhailal aroused great commotion in public life, and the witness accounts of his final moments before martyrdom became legend. The nationalistic zeal of Kanhailal provided a spark to many great Bengali revolutionaries, including Bagha Jatin, Rash Bihari Bose, Master Das Surya Sen, and his group of nationalist warriors. India is forever indebted to the selfless service and sacrifice of the martyrs like Kanhailal Tatta.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in next episode tomorrow.
In Tokyo Paralympics, Singraj Adhana won bronze medal in the 10-meter air pistol SH1 shooting at the Osaka shooting range. Indian shooting contingent's brilliant run continued on day 7 as shooter Manish Narwal qualified for the medal round in the men's 10-meter air pistol SH1. Indian women's table tennis team, including Bhavina Patel, was outclassed 0-2 by China in the class 4-5 quarterfinal. Prime Minister Narendra Modi spoke to Singraj Adhana and congratulated him on winning bronze medal in the Tokyo Paralympics. Earlier in a tweet today, Mr. Modi said exceptional performance by Singraj Adhana, who brought home the coveted bronze medal. He said Singraj has worked tremendously hard and achieved remarkable successes. President, Vice President, Home Minister and Sports and Youth Affairs Minister also congratulated Singraj Adhana for winning bronze medal in the Tokyo Paralympics Games.
Now let us take a look at the weather update for today. National capital Delhi is likely to have generally cloudy sky with heavy rain. It recorded 25 degrees Celsius as the minimum temperature, while maximum will be around 28 degrees. Mumbai is expected to have cloudy sky with heavy rain. Chennai is likely to have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Kolkata is expected to have a generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Hyderabad is predicted to have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Bengaluru is expected to witness generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Jammu is forecast to have partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Leh may have generally cloudy sky with possibility of rain. Gilgit is likely to have generally cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm. Guwahati may have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Shillong may have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Aizawl is also predicted to have a generally cloudy sky today. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi constitutes a high-level group comprising External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar, National Security Advisor Ajit Doval and senior officials in view of the evolving situation in Afghanistan. US ends 20-year war in Afghanistan as final evacuation flight leaves Kabul. India says Afghanistan territory should not be used to attack any country or shelter terrorists. 9 new judges, including 3 women, take oath as justices in the Supreme Court of India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi takes stock of the flood situation of Assam. Over 64 crore 5 lakh doses of COVID vaccine administered across the country. National recovery rate reaches 97.53%. Delhi, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu and Meghalaya to reopen schools from tomorrow. Moderate to heavy rain lashes many parts of the national capital Delhi. And in Tokyo Paralympics, Singraj Adhana wins bronze medal in the 10-meter air pistol shooting. And with that, we end the Midday News.